is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video. Today we are going to take a look at Green Goblin from No Way Home, and you can still pre-order this. I think the single version is available still at Big Bad Toy Store, but I'll post the link anyway whenever it comes up. I'll notify you guys, so just make sure you are subscribed. So this is a figure that I've been waiting for. This, and you know what? It's sad to say, but I would say out of this lineup, Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, is the only one that hasn't been released. And after that has been released, I don't even know what I'm gonna do with my life. There was not a whole lot of figures slash IP that I've been looking forward to, but No Way Home is one of them where I was just like, I gotta get every villain and mostly the three Spider-Mans in that movie. I think the only one that I didn't really commit to was I think the black and gold Spider-Man. But who knows? I might end up with that anyway because it's been dropping in price ever since. But I was certainly all out in this No Way Home just because I do love the movie, and this character has been made by a third party company. I didn't buy that. Because I felt like Hot Toys was gonna make one, and they finally did. My thing with this is that I love it, right? I love this, but there's two versions of this. One is the end scene where he kind of looks more like the cartoon version of Green Goblin. That's what I'm gonna get. And then I'm gonna get the single version of this. So I do have two versions of Goblin. And I think they can display independently because the other one kind of has a hoodie and it doesn't have this mask on it. And then I'll buy the single version without the glider like this. So I'm gonna put this maybe in the glider or the other one without one. So it saves me a little bit of money. Is it an expensive endeavor? Of course. That's kind of borderline not a good idea, but I just, Spider-Man 2 was a really good time back then. Is it from Spider-Man 2? Maybe no, I'm sorry, Spider-Man 1. Spider-Man 2 was Doc Ock. Was a really good time in my childhood. So I need a representation of him in this suit. And then this movie No Way Home, pretty pivotal as well. And I just like the look of that other goblin where I don't forgot the name of that goblin, what that is, but I just like that look. So, I'm going to go with that as well. But I think this turned out well. You see the shoulder, the shoulder is different padding so you can move him freely. The elbows looks like it can, in an articulation standpoint, it can tuck in pretty well. I think there's like a gap on his legs, so you don't have to worry about him, in this gliding poses and whatnot, even though I still probably won't leave him in this kind of pose for a long time, because it's going to be just a little bit, at least for me, not well as far as the suit, longevity is concerned. But overall, man, the glider does have a light up function. It is a bit expensive though. This figure is out the door, would net you closer to $500 with shipping and tax included. But man, look at what you're getting here. If you do have, the head sculpt as well, I think it's spot on. I feel like they chose the perfect expression for this. They didn't choose something that's just staring in an abyss, staring at nowhere. The inclusion of rolling eyeball system really does help capture certain, like scenes or expression. I love everything about this figure, man. I can't wait. Well, I could wait. As long as I'm gonna have one, right? Like that's the most important part. The glider is a must in my opinion, but I get it if you go with a single pack for if you don't have the space, because it does occupy. I don't even know where to put it. If you haven't seen my collection update, I posted it, just earlier. I don't even know where to put this, guys. But for photography's sake, I think not display wise, that always have an issue with that. photography wise and my videos, this would serve amazingly for me. Like the amount of options that I could do. With that being said, if you don't have space and you don't really do, photography and all that stuff, you can settle without the glider and save you a little bit of money there. Although I would say it is pretty necessary, especially for a character like Green Goblin. Uh, I think this is mm, just made well. One of Hot Toys, I guess, work in terms of just body proportions, the way it looks, just the head sculpt itself, the gimmicks, the glider, the rolling eyeball system. I wish would have seen the rolling eyeball with Garfield and Toby Maguire. I think it would have immensely, uplift the character portrait even more, and give you some flexibility posing wise. But nonetheless, this is one hell of a figure, and I can't wait. This is one of those characters where you are in the mix, and this is what the beauty is of this movie No Way Home. It gives you that new MCU fans to cheer for, to love about, and it gives the old heads as well, the ones who were born in the 90s or 80s, who growing up also, have Spider-Man as an inspiration for them. Didn't really, one of the first comic book movies that are not bad. Because prior to that, we do have some comic book movies. We got X-Men and all that. And I'm not saying X-Men is bad. X-Men 2 was terrific. X-Men wasn't bad, honestly. But it kind of is, I guess, the starting point, so to speak, of this all these, comic book movies that we are enjoying now. And I would say Batman Begins, that Nolan classic kind of changed the tide. But this is a good introduction. The Spider-Man movies where it was taken seriously. It's not one of those like cheaply made comic book movies that you don't know the actors and all that stuff. But man, look at how the light bounces off the paint, and it looks like they are rubber. I never had a Toys era version. So, I mean, if you are happy with that and you want to save a little bit of money, maybe you can just buy the head sculpt because this head sculpt is phenomenal. Although at that point, I think that would cost you, I'm guessing here, around $120 in the aftermarket if you just buy the head sculpt. And at that point, isn't it better just to buy the single pack then? If it's just 120. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Are you guys gonna pick this up? Are you as excited as I am in this release? That's creepy picture right there. But thank you for watching. Hopefully you like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. It really does help the channel out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.